Hi, my name is Chris, and welcome to my theater room. Today we're going to kind of go over a tutorial of how to build a floating shelf. One of the things that's been bothering me since I've been had the theater room done is that this floating shelf. One is that it's not centered on the TV; it's actually centered to the room, which was a mistake that I did. I guess I didn't think that one through too well. And the other thing, you can see that the weight of the speaker is making it sag. So I'm looking to do a bigger, more beefier floating shelf. It should be easy to put together. Just a couple pieces of lumber. I'm going to do some pocket hole screws and all that to make it a little bit more sturdy. So the first thing we need to know how to know is the actual center of the TV. So the TV is 65 and 3/4 inches wide. So the center is roughly a little shorter than 33 inches. So with 33 inches, we're looking at about 2.5 inches off the 2.5, 3 inches off the shelf. So one of the things we need to know is where the studs are, so we can screw it in there to make sure that's nice and secure. So we need to know which side of the stud, which side of this outlet the stud is on. So, and we know it's got to be on one side or another. So the actual stud is actually on this side of the outlet. So that's where it's secured to. So we got 16. We had to have 16 inches. So what's going to end up having? I was planning on doing a 2-foot floating shelf. So we're going to have to probably do a little over 2 foot 2 inches, something like that, floating shelf. So I can grab a stud here and then grab the other stud here and make sure that it's nice and strong to hold the speaker. So we'll go through how to make the shelf and the easiest methods of doing it, and we can go from there. So now we're outside on the little folding table that workbench that I made for myself earlier. I also cut all the pieces to size so to make it a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. These two side pieces, this is going to be the top. I chose the better side to be face down for the top. These are side pieces that are cut flush to this board as well. And then of course we got the front panel and the back panel to go up. I'm going to it says that you could do just nail and glue, but I'm also going to do some pocket screws just to make it extra since I have a few, it makes it a little extra strength to that. That way I'm going to mark a line here on both sides. That way I don't put the pocket holes lower than these lines. That way, it's good to go. So what you do is with this jig, you just put it up there. Make sure you have it adjusted to 3/4 because that's the size. And then and of course 3/4 on here as well. And then all you have to do is drill a hole for the spot. I'm going to do just a couple on each side. Just so it's extra secure. So as you can see, I have all the pocket holes in there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue everything and actually pin nail it in place. Um, that way I can just go behind there and just do the pocket screws behind it that way. And if you glued anything with wood glue, you know as well as I do, anytime you use wood glue that there is always going to be a disaster. It's just the way it is. You always got to undo the top. So make sure they're nice and flush on both sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish putting the screws in and come back for later to show you the bottom. Alright, so I went in downstairs and I checked for the studs, marked where the studs are going to be on the back wall panel here, and cut out these 2x4s for the truss, and then I used a scrap piece of the plywood just to get the proper gap for these, and then just pocket hold them in there. So this is an extra sturdy piece. So like I said, I have them marked. I have that, and then this is the bottom panel that slides right in. So all I have to do is I'm gonna probably do a little router edge on it to make it a little nicer, and I've got to paint it up and screw it into the wall, and we should be there. So as you can see here, the actual new floating shelf has actually been installed already. And as you can see, it's much sturdier. There's no sag, no nothing. So to make it simple, I use a laser level. One to do it, make sure it's level, horizontal, and vertically, so I knew where the stud was. I marked where I wanted the screws to be on the inside of this, so I could just screw it into the one stud. And then I marked 16 inches for the other ones because that way I knew it was 16 inches on center, and I would hit both studs on both sides. What I used a cabinet screw, which has a little bit of like a washer on the top here, and is a lot more secure for this type of um, project or installation. So this was 3 1/8 inches long, so it was really long, and it'll go right in the stud and grip. And like I said, I'm pushing pretty hard on it, and it's not moving anywhere. So what? So once I screwed these. I did four of them, two for each side. Once I screwed them in, I put the bottom panel in. I did do some bracing, but I did put a 1/4 inch plywood panel on the bottom here, painted so it would be covered, so you won't see any of the hardware or anything like that. Also, if you can notice that like I said, it's nice and flush and ready to go, and it was, like I said, easy to make. I got those plans from Anna White on YouTube, but she didn't do any pocket holes. I did pocket holes to make it a little bit more sturdy, a little bit stronger, just to make sure it won't go anywhere because the speaker is pretty heavy. And then you also have the kids around, so I'm waiting for one of them to like pull in or anything like that. So at least now it'll hold. All right, well, thank you.